I'm William Kumwembe and I welcome you to yet another edition of Business Time right here on Times Television. This is a magazine program in which we look at some of the major business stories happening in Malawi and beyond. And coming up in the program today,
soon we'll be having an IPP signing with APP with us for using gas-generated power. Others will use coal-generated power. You've heard about Kamwamba, for instance. Soon we'll also have somebody using West.
Eskom signs 21 megawatt power purchase agreement. We have these and other stories.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper. It's about time.
Electricity Supply Corporation of Malawi, Eskom, has signed a power purchase agreement with Furnace Energy Limited that could add 21 megawatts to the national power grid by July 2019. The pact would see the Dubai-based firm developing a solar-powered electricity generating plant in Nkhotakota district. Speaking after signing the deal, Eskom Chief Executive Officer Alexon Chiwaya said the move is a significant step on the path towards getting sustainable energy mix in Malawi.
Yeah, first and foremost, when you say meaning of PPA, it is an agreement that the producer and the buyer, or technically the seller and the buyer of power, will agree on some terms. Just to say that this was solicited, we turned out those years that we needed this particular, according to our plans, we needed about 21 megawatts put in Nkhotakota to support our grid. And it has taken us over a year of negotiations. We had to go through the processes. We're consulting a lot of institutions, government institutions, for instance. In the whole process, Minister of Justice was involved, Minister of Finance, MRA, MITC, our own Minister of Natural Energy and Mining, and of course ourselves. Reserve Bank, I think, is part of it. And to answer directly your question, what does it mean to the people from Nkhotakota? Obviously, there will be jobs in Nkhotakota. A lot of excitement. But when that power is injected from Nkhotakota to our grid, it is available to the whole country. Because it's just injection. Just like at the moment, we would most of our plant downstream of Shire. In particular, is Nkula, Tezani, and Kapichira. But it's feeding the whole country. But we spread them out in the country just to support the voltages and other things.
Did you borrow investments?
Money-wise, normally those figures money-wise are confidential between the buyer and the seller. But that is put in our financial model to come up with a tariff. After the reforms where the system was unbundled, the sector was unbundled, we are now allowing any investor to come in and participate in generation in particular. For instance, that's why we call the independent power producers to be relevant to what is happening today. Currently, the major one is a Genco, or let's say the major one is through hydropower generation. But we also want to exploit all the energy mix, i.e. from using solar, as is happening today. Soon we'll be having an IPP signing with APP with us for using gas-generated power. Others will use coal-generated power. You've heard about Kamwamba, for instance. Soon we'll also have somebody using West. I think the station will be at the Chirazulu Junction on the Zomba Road. And again, in future, we also have interconnections from Mozambique and Zambia, which enable us to buy power from the Southern African power pool. So as according to our roadmap, this is just the beginning. The government has signed many MOUs with the interested power producers, and they have to go through the process to convince us that yes, they can participate. So the market is still open. But of course, we also balance with demand. We don't want it to oversupply, otherwise it will be very expensive, very difficult to make it sustainable. Because every investor here would like to make good returns on investment. This is why we are trying to go. Soon we'll be finalizing another PPA with another PPA using wind in Zimba. I think as His Excellency the President, Professor Arthur Peter Mutharika has mentioned. So this will come again very shortly. So yes, the market is still open. There's still many IPPs coming forward. And this work is back up with our plan that we should reach close to 30% of penetration or access to electricity by 2030. It means we need a lot of investment on the supply side, as well as investment to extend the transmission and distribution networks. But that will happen according to the way we are going through our roadmap. Yeah, I think it's the way the message is conveyed to the public or consumers. The World Bank assists us with a study to reach at a cost-effective tariff. The study was to determine the cost of supply, cost of service, and then we are targeting to reach what we call cost-effective, i.e., the buyer should make some returns. Of course, again, the seller must have some margin on the profits. Otherwise, the investor cannot come here without making any profit or returns, again, good returns. So the thing we do is to look at the financial model, how much finances, how much capital has gone into the project, and they agree, professionally determine what should be the selling price. And all that is goes through a process where if MERA finally is the authority to say yes or no. For instance, coming here, it was MERA that authorized us to come here and sign. And then it's perception that the tariff is expensive or not, but look around in the region, we are among the cheapest so far. We are among the cheapest because most of our generation or the biggest supplier is hydro, and hydro is nearly always the cheapest. But if you go to this short term, then the price tends to go up. But the average wise, we would like to achieve that. What we want to do is, actually most of the people now, if you, I want to be honest with you, they don't look at the tariff as such. They look at the quality of service. Everybody would like to have continuous supply of electricity. No, but that doesn't come from Eskom at all. I think that has been generated elsewhere. The terminology these days is that's fake news. We normally, if there is any planned load shedding, we always put it in the media.
Fennis Group Head of Project Development, Alessandro Otu, said the firm targets July 2019 to start supplying power to the national grid.
Basically, we are going to build a solar power plant. The basic is producing energy using solar panels. The area is Ancodagoda. It is 5 kilometers from the city. The size of the area is about 50-60 hectares of land. Basically this flat land will be covered with solar panels, and the solar panels will produce electricity that will be injected to the grid, to the existing Eskom grid. The project basically started after we were awarded for the tender. We started we had the kickoff meeting in August 2017. We started this process to develop the projects from you need several permits to make the project feasible. So we did the environmental and social study. We liaised with the local community in Nkota for the land acquisition. We signed the land lease agreement. We interact with local companies to use them as local contractors to build the plant. And of course, there was this long and good collaboration since August 2017 with Eskom to finalize the agreements that we signed today. Now the plan is we already have started to clear the site and make preparation of the site for the construction. After the signature of this important and crucial agreement, we will start the construction, the full construction, that will basically deliver the solar energy to Malawi. It will be the first plant, I hope, to deliver this kind of solar energy to Malawi, in Nkota in Malawi. The project will last for 20-25 years. It will basically provide electricity for all this period. Solar energy is something that you can recycle, so you can, for example, change the modules after 25 years, and the plant will produce again. So it's something that can be, it's an asset for the country, something that will be part of the backbone of the infrastructures for generating electricity in Malawi. In case, for any reason, you switch to another energy, the plant is very easy to remove, and it can produce, it can be allocated for other purpose again after 25 years. So it is renewable energy, it is clean, it doesn't create pollutions, it saves from pollutions. And the Fanes Group is invested quite big effort for this development phase. I would say that we had here in Malawi 5 people for the last year working on several aspects of the project, the development aspect, the environmental and social aspect. We finalized all the compensation process for the local population in Malawi just in October. We have technical people and managers to liaise with the government for making this project successful. We want to be preferred suppliers for solar electricity and also other sources if required. Suppliers of electricity to Malawi, to Eskom. So we want to build other plants here in Malawi. We want to invest here. We want to be a presence in Malawi. We really appreciated the business environment, the support that we receive from Eskom, from the ministries of energy and finance and justice, from the task force from the government to support the deal, and from MITC, the Malawian Investment Trade Center, supporting us. And of course, the bond that we made with the local community in Nkota, where we will continuously support the community from now and during the operation of the plant for the next 20-25 years. So yes, absolutely. This is just the first one.
Digital financial transactions increased by 19.6 percentage points between January 2018 and November 2018. Reserve Bank of Malawi Governor Dalitso Kabambe has said the development means that Malawians are fast embracing digital payment solutions as opposed to traditional cash. We have the detail in this report.
Speaking when he launched the RBM strategic plan recently, Kabambe said RBM managed to increase the penetration of digital financial services from 13% in January 2018 to 32% by end of November 2018 against a December 2018 target of 25%. Digital financial transaction is a seamless system involving one or more participants where transactions are effected without the need of cash. Digital transaction involves a constantly evolving way of doing things where financial technology companies collaborate with various sectors of the economy for the purpose of meeting the increasingly sophisticated demands of the growing tech-savvy users. Kabambe further said the volume of the transactions increased by 32.6% and the value increased by 55.1%, while the number of subscribers across retail payments increased by 33.8%. Kabambe said this has been achieved through increased awareness programs the Reserve Bank has been conducting in conjunction with various media houses. The growth in digital transactions could also be attributed to the rise in both bank-led mobile payment systems and non-bank-led mobile systems. Non-bank-led mobile phone payment systems include TNM Mbamba and Airtel Money. Recently, Malawi has seen banks linking up bank accounts to mobile payment systems. Consumers Association of Malawi, KAMA, John Capito, recently said embracing mobile money could help accelerate financial inclusion in the country. Capito said with the supersonic speed at which Malawians are buying mobile phones, the country could ride off that to grow financial inclusion drive.
Remember, this is Business Time right here on Times Television. It is a magazine program where we'll bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines. We'll be right back in 60 seconds.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper. It's about time.
Welcome back. The Malawi Revenue Authority MRA on Monday intercepted smuggled bales of sugar concealed in 5 truckloads of salt that were being imported into the country through Mwanza border. We have the detail in this report.
Malawi Revenue Authority's head of corporate affairs, Stephen Kapoloma, says the impounded bales of sugar were concealed in trucks which carried bags of salt. He says following a tip-off from the public, MRA officials at Mwanza intercepted the trucks.
Malawi Revenue Authority has seized 527 bales on Monday at Mwanza border station. We got a tip from the public that there were people that were bringing in salt into the country, and underneath the salt, they also had concealed bales of sugar. So we indeed inspected 5 trucks and find out that a total of 527 bales were hidden under the salt.
Kapoloma says smuggling negatively impacts local businesses as smuggled goods are sold at lower prices and also deprives the nation of revenue.
Smuggling of this kind would have undercut the market share of our homegrown and manufactured sugar, which would ultimately mean the revenue that would have collected from the profit generated from our own locally manufactured sugar would be low because of the smuggling of this sugar.
Smuggling is an offense contrary to Custom and Excise Act. MRA has asked the public to desist from the malpractice and to inform the body when they suspect foul play. For Times News, I'm Emmanuel Chirwa.
And proceeding with the program, let us now have a look at how the Malawi kwacha is faring against major trading currencies on the foreign exchange market. For the 750 million people globally who can't read, using a smartphone can be difficult. One company is helping illiterate and low literacy users get connected. Tina Tree reports for VOA.
Whether it's texting, getting news, or checking social media, using a smartphone goes hand in hand with reading.
You don't think about how reliant your current user flow is on text until you stop and think about it.
So how do you design a smartphone for someone who can't read? Max Shatkin works for tech startup LitOS.
It's an operating system built specifically for the needs of the illiterate population. So we plan to replace text with images, videos, and voice-assisted technology.
The problem is a global one, as more and more people in developing countries become smartphone owners. LitOS is working with low literacy, low-income populations in India.
They had access to these phones, they could buy them now, they could even pay for internet, but they still couldn't use them.
Consider, for example, the number of screens and text a user has to navigate just to add a new contact. With the LitOS app, users can take a picture of their contact instead of typing their name.
Rahul Nanavati.
The app also relies on a smartphone's voice recognition to enter and search for names. And the team's design process considers how the illiterate already use their phones.
A lot of times they search for the last 4 digits of a phone number. So they can't keep all the phone numbers kind of cached in their head. They oftentimes remember by the last 4 digits.
To that end, the LitOS phone book prominently displays the last 4 numbers of each entry. In the future, a contextually aware voice assistant will help users do even more.
It knows what's on each page, and it's able to give you information. The goal is to allow the illiterate population to have the same access to information, to communication that we all do.
For the illiterate, not being able to read no longer means being disconnected. Tina Trin, VOA News, New York.
On that note, we've also come to the end of today's edition of the program Business Time right here on Times Television. This is a magazine program where we bring you major business and economic news stories making headlines. Until next time, on behalf of the entire production team, my name is William Kumwembe. But always remember, if it doesn't make money, it doesn't make sense. Bye for now.
Now you can access the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times newspapers anytime, anywhere, by the click of a mouse or a swipe on your smartphone. With eTimes, right on your mobile gadget. Flip through the pages with a swipe or a click. Navigate through all pages and see clear pictures and designs. Access a database of previous papers of the Daily Times, Malawi News, and the Sunday Times. Easy. Subscribe now to eTimes. Go to www.times.mw/e-edition. Sign up and log in. Enter your password and enjoy the newspaper.